Hey guys, hope you're doing great. My name is Trudy Kitui, of course, the queen of online TV, and today I'm super excited. The long awaited day is finally here. I have someone that you guys have been looking forward to see on this channel, and najua wengi mnamjua kama Naomi. But before that, she'll just tell us her real names and then tutaingia kwa Naomi. Lazima tuchimbe hapo kidogo tujue what really happened because we really missed her on that show. Karibu sana dia.
Thank you so
Looking
much.
so good.
Asante. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Finally. This has been coming since last year.
Last year.
It's crazy, but life.
Almost a year.
Yeah, it's almost a year, but life has had it. Kumekuwa na mambo mingi in this life. I don't know whether it's just me, but unaamka and then the day is over, like just like that. But I'm glad I'm here and I'm happy to see you.
Karibu sana.
Yeah, thank you.
First of all, tuambie your real names because of course wetu wengi wanakujua tu kama Naomi. Kuna wale maybe wanakujua, mimi personally I knew you through Naomi. Through I mean Neema as Naomi.
Yeah,
That's
right.
when I get to know you. So kwa wale ambao pia hawakujui, kindly tell us your name.
All right. So my real name is Beatrice Wangoi. I've seen a lot of people, bloggers. I mean, they call me Beatrice Wamboi. No, it's not Wamboi. It's Wangoi. Yeah. So Beatrice Wangoi. But my stage name is Biko. Yeah, and people know me so much as Naomi. I go everywhere, shopping center, anywhere I go. I can't even enjoy my swim like Naomi, like shopping every. Please let that rest. It's Biko, BCOH. Yeah, and I'll explain why.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, before we get to Naomi stuff and everything, we want to know, tell us more about yourself, your journey, maybe how you ended up being an actress. Because I know you have done some things, some other stuff. So you're also a musician. And hiyo nimejua juzi, by the way. I didn't know you can sing. She's a good singer. I'll put the link down here after this interview. Make sure you go watch that song.
Yeah. Oh my God. Unless we really have so much time to talk about my journey, but maybe I can just touch a little bit of it. Like from where I grew up, or
Just a little bit of your journey.
so I was brought up in Eastlands, and many people really get surprised to know this because how our parents brought us up was in a totally different way. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being brought up in Eastlands and all that, because at the end of the day, it's just the choices that you make to be the person you want to be. For those who are watching who can relate with me, they know me, they've seen me there. But right after high school, I started my first work and I stepped out and I started living in a totally different place. Out of 5 children, I come third. To parents who really love us and support us so much. Usanii in general, and I want to generalize this, music and acting and all that. It all started in 2008 because back then is when I would start singing with different bands, compose music, and even sell out already, or even just give to people. Some of the songs unasikia hit, which I will not mention which ones. I wrote that, but nobody knows about that because I haven't been loud about my journey, my life. I've been a very underground person. If anything, the only thing ilituma sasa by force nitokeleze was Neema, which that wasn't my choice, which sometimes you cannot choose success, how it creates the person in you. And it's okay, I don't mind, but it has its own challenges all the same. And still, it's not like I have done so much, but that little exposure has contributed a big deal to how people see me and how I'm really now exposed to the world. So kama ni mziki nilianza kitambo before acting. That's the most surprising thing I did. Because I remember the very first time I can say the very first moment I stepped out, that's the moment that discovered me into acting, was when in 2012. That's the time we did this show with Alliance Francais, and it was Think Like a Kenyan, Act Like a Man, something like that. And that was with Akina Ticha Wanjiko, Akina Eliwa David, Akina Eric Omondi. And I was acting as a teacher. That is stage theater. And it was so funny because at that time, none of those people were even like all those big names anyway, you know. And when I was going, I was actually going to meet a music producer then, because previously I had just been doing band music, singing on and off and all that, karaoke's and all that. And then somebody, I will not mention, saw me and I'm like, why are you still here? And guys are inside doing a brainstorming for a show. And I'm like, what do you mean by brainstorming for a show? So when I went inside, that's when I saw the names that I've mentioned, and they were just coming up with that show. Think I like a Kenyan act like a lady or something. And that's the time I got discovered into the acting industry. I just did that one show. And somebody from the audience, two people from the audience actually, that was actually Churchill and Lenny Juma, if people would connect with that name, saw me and they're like, you're a good actor, which I didn't know.
You didn't know you can act?
I had not planned
That was
to.
your first show.
That was my first show, and you see how it came. It was just by the way.
Yeah.
I had gone there to meet a music producer, but somebody told me, why are you still here lingering when there are guys inside trying to pull up a show? And I'm like, what's that all about? And because I was pretty young, and there's a lot of curiosity that comes with being young, so I said, let me just give it a try and see what this is all about. So that's what happened. And one thing led to another, and I found myself on screen. That was the only show I did, Alliance France. So that was the only show I did, and then I found myself on screen. I was told, you are really good, but not on theater. You're better on screen. So I started doing other shows. That's when changes came in time, in line during that time. Mali as a nurse, a very short period of time though, and like that, I lost track. Yeah, but I had my breaks in between the industry until now. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So let's talk about now Neema. How did you get a chance to be featured in Neema? Because that is now when so many people knew you. Watu wakakupenda, kidogo ukapotea. Sasa utatupatia, first of all, tuambie to how you got a chance to be in Neema. Did you go for auditions? It's something that they called you? Kuja ucheze hii role ama kulielewa?
The truth of the matter is, before Neema, I was already in Maisha Magic Plus as TV. Yeah, for those who watched Zari, you can relate with that. And Zari ended, boom, like there was no announcement for ending, TV rather. She just ended like that. I had a contract for 1 year. And I was ready, geared to pull up my role and to work and to do so much into it. But just like that, with no explanation, nothing, TV just ended. She just died like that. Tried to follow up everything and all that, but hizo efforts really, didn't work out. They were just futile. So I chilled out. That's how Naomi was born in Neema, I don't want to talk so much about that because the bosses know better. I mean, if I give you a contract, a 1-year contract, so mimi nimekuandika kazi, and I give you a job 1-year contract, unless you do something really that is nasty to jeopardize your job, to really create a very, very bad impact as a result of the kind of job I'm giving you, then I have the right to end the contract and all that. I mean, if I do not have any reason to end your contract, then that is in every moral way wrong. That's a very, very big injustice to somebody who's set to work, and then the contract just ends like that. And then nasema, because nilikutoa hapa, wacha nikuweke hapa. Why are we making decisions like that? Okay, fine. Well, here comes Neema, and I'm given a role as Naomi, a villain, a really, really bad character, which I can say, I thank God, I have the talent to be able to distinguish, pull this, pull that, you're giving this is what you expected to do, and I gave my best. And I was just still being born in Naomi to be able to give my best, but I didn't get a chance to finish it up. But that's how Naomi Characters was born, because I did not get a full chance in TV for the own boss's reasons, my own. Because even for people who we used to work with, everybody was shocked. Like, I thought we were on a contract 1 year. Like, kuliendaje? We were such a family, a close-knit group family working together. So, ningekuwa nimefanya kitu mbaya, hata watu wangesema yenyewe, like, wewe ukudupwa, during this time you didn't do well, ukufanya poa, ukufanya. But I was such a diligent actor. I mean, I was I pulled everything that needed to be pulled on the table to do well. Normally, just as a normal actor, as a diligent actor. But that ended with no explanation. I remember when I got the role in TV, I told mom, that was like, for me, that was like after the effects of COVID. And I said, oh, mom, nimeget, like, there's just something small here I can just bank on, build on as I build my dreams upon this little thing that is making me grow. But comes to an end abruptly with no explanation, with no follow-up, nothing. No matter how many times I try to ask questions, follow up, send questions like, what's up? If I would say 100% truth that I feel I really don't need to be able to protect the people involved, it wouldn't be good for them. And so I'm not that kind of a person, so nitameza hiyo.
So how did you get that information that hiyo story yako ama contract imeishia hapo, because you've said that hii contract ilikuwa ya 1 year but kidogo tu kukambiwa
3 months.
Yes. Ulipata je information from who?
Oh, let me tell you something. It's such a small group in the acting and entertainment industry. It's such a small world. Yani, wewe unaweza kuwa the link to the information I need. We're working together. I'm probably just supporting a supporting character in a role, but I'm right there with you. Alafu kuna watu pia wanakuanga, unajua kwa hiyo kazi pia, there are people who are just, they're not there to work. They're there to represent the bosses indirectly. You never ever know, So the little thing that you say, it gets to them. And the little thing that they say, it gets to you, and vice versa. So, uhondo, unajua tu, utajua ukweli at the end of the day, utajua ukweli kabisa. There's nothing wrong that I did as Tiwi in Zari Maisha Magic to have killed my character abruptly with no explanation. If I was a bad person, because I had the power back then, and I still have the power right now to say, you know what, you guys killed Tiwi, that you have gone against what the contract says. So what explanation do I have? What compensation do I have for this? Nothing. Silence. Total silence. And that's how it is. Even for the most successful, actors, I'll talk about actors because that's what I know. For the most successful actors, and I don't want to mention their names, the reason why they're successful, yes, they're good, they pull their roles, their character and all that, they're diligent and all that, but on top of that, they're quiet. They don't talk about things. When things are wrong, they keep quiet. Really? Is that the foundation we want to, enhance in the industry? So what of the next generation? So if something is wrong, you don't talk about it. That's just by the way. Yeah.
Now when you are, for the 3 months that you acted as Naomi, you portrayed like
Naomi 3 months or 4 months.
I don't know if it was
TV 3 months or 4 months, just there about in between. Ama labda ameshaniekea mikakati akifikisha hizi months afai.
hizo miezi acha tuseme sijui ni ngapi. Naomi, mimi personally I used to hate you because of the character, how you are, like ulikuwa una deliver ile kama ni kuhate you hate. And maybe pale nje ulikuwa ukitoka ukikutana na watu walikuwa wanakuchukulia vipi? How did it go? How was the reception? Ilikuwaje?
Nasty. I remember when my husband came here in Kenya and he asked me how do you make it for your means of transport? And I said, you know what, sometimes I use a matatu, sometimes I Uber. And one event just changed totally my life. And that's how I ended up just doing, if I'm not doing Bolt, then I'm not cruising. I'm probably just in the house and I'm not cruising at all. Because I took a matatu one day. That was early, when was that even? Can I even remember? Anyway, I just got into a matatu. It was in my big C's. And so there was just this lady, we're just having conversation. A lot of stuff is happening. And so this lady looked like Naomi. And I looked at her like, hey. And by the way, can I be honest, for me, that name Naomi never stuck. I never felt like at any one point I was acting, I was an actor, I was Naomi, I was out there, people can see me. It never hit me until people started throwing daggers at me like, yo, wait a minute, when ule character ule mbaya, mbona unatesa Neema? That lady asked me that, ni wewe? And I looked at, ni wewe? Like, I looked at my sister like, it hadn't hit me. Kamangala what? And she asked me, mbona unatesa Neema hivyo? Oh, that's when it hit me. And nikamwambia, nilifanya tu, really? So I told her, no, like, hey, nice to meet you. You know, just the me self. Like, I was just being so nice to her, and I told her, no, like, what do you mean? You're too acting. It's like, apana. Yeah. Okay. She almost hit me. She almost hit me. And I told her, so mimi nikanyamaza, and my sister looked at me and she was just laughing. My sister was just laughing, and so like I just looked at her like, uko serious? You know, and we're in a matatu. When I told my hubby about that incident, he told me, never ever do I want to hear you in a matatu again. You know, and because I'm just newly a new driver, me bado naogopa kwa traffic na kugongwa na watu. He told me like, it's better off you if you had your own car, and I'm like, yeah, that's gonna come with time. I said that's gonna come with time because mi si wale watu wa like, nataka nipatie nipeni. All these things are just vanity at the end of the day. It's just that people do not realize that. Even those characters, if I'm to pull a character that makes me famous in the entire world, that's just a role. That's just something so small, insignificant, in related to my work that it shouldn't define me, you know. So yeah, imekuwa changamoto hadi saa hizi. Right now, I still shop. I have to be on my sterners. I have to be on my mask. Coming here, nikishuka tu hivi nikitua, I'm just about to alight. I have to be on my sterners. I have to be on a mask everywhere I go. It's still like that everywhere. This is one of the reasons why, maybe you don't know so much about me, my past and all that, but I've taken so many breaks like 3 or 4 breaks in the industry because I hate popularity. I don't want to call it the fame. People do not know what fame is. I see our local artists here, kidogo umeshatokelezea, umeshakusema mimi nimekuwa famous.
So there is a difference between fame and popularity.
There is a big damn difference between fame and popularity. I mean, popularity, anybody can be popular. It's not a big deal. I don't know why. And I came to realize this thing wakati nilikuwa nafanya Karada. I did Karada as a prankster. I was actually the pioneer of kukalisha watu rada. And I became so popular, but nobody took that on camera. And I didn't want to be in any interview, being known to ndo mse mwenye nakalisha wase rada, especially South Sea. Chai, that was in, was it 2013? 2012, 2013? You know? Time ya Naswa na Karada, you know. Tulikalisha watu wengi sana Karada. It was crazy because you pull events and unanasa tu mwanaume tu fulani. You know? And especially men, based on the script that we used to act on scripts. You know, we used to act on scripts, sorry. So, based on some of the scripts that we were given, you know, unakalisha mse rada, unamuliza tu swali like, I remember one incident, if I can talk about it. There's one incident, one script whereby I was given and I need to purport to be this person who nimetoka sijui Mombasa or whatever, someplace anywhere, and I'm now in Nairobi and I'm with my young child, and I just prank guys along the way and I say, oh, hi, sasa mambo, umepotea. And the guy just stops because any man worth his salt will not stop for rubbish. You know, this man stops and is like, sasa, unakaa poa, nikamwambia, umemsahau huyu sasa ni mtoto wangu. mtoto wangu.
Yeah.
And I'm like, umemsahau. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, ukumbuki huyu ni mwenye uliniacha na yeye. You remember that time when I got pregnant and you disappeared from my sight? This is the seed that came out of it. And the guy goes like, kweli, hata tunafanana. You know, the guy goes like, hata tunafanana. You know, the prank here is you make a person believe that uliniacha nikiwa na mimba, nimezaa mtoto, this is your seed. Years down the line, this is the person you left me with. Sasa, we are here stranded, how can you help us? And the guy goes like, I remember pranking that guy. And he was like, sasa naweza wasaidiaje because sasa unajua sasa mimi niko na family, nimeoa, niko na family and all that. Nikamwambia mimi sina shida, sasa ingilia family yako. He goes like, can I get you a room to stay over the night and then I see how I can be able to sort you on a daily basis? And I'm like, okay. And the guy sends money on my M-Pesa.
How much?
If I can remember, it was 8,000 and something. That was back then. For us to get a room with his son. So that we can be comfortable, and then the following morning he'll come for us and show us where to go. And then kidogo angalia ile camera hiyo tumekalisha and so like.
So did you return the money?
Of course. Of course, I had to. And I remember that guy begging the director then like, okay, msionyeshe kwa TV because mimi niko na familia, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, on a lighter note, I remember doing that and many more things. But and many more, even international movies. But watu wamekuja kunionea kwa Neema.
So, ni kama Neema ndo imekuwa. Unajua, yes, you can do a lot.
Yeah.
But upate tu one thing inakutoa. Na bado ulitoka na bado watu wanakukumbuka.
Yeah, and that was the local platform. I mean, Citizen, that tells you the impact that Citizen has. Which I really respect that. I highly respect that so much. But at the same time, alongside the respect, can we live up to the name that is meant to create? The people who bring up these shows, can they live up to the name that the impact is meant to create? Building lives, impacting lives, creating foundations, and all that. Yeah, there's so much to say on that, but I'll leave it at that.
Neema, venye tumesema watu walikuwa wanaona teach Neema vibaya sana, and some people felt that is you in real life. So we want to know now, this is not Naomi, this is who?
Biko.
How did you feel? How by that time how are you feeling? Watu wakikwambia uko na roho chafu, sijui hata unakagaje na familia yako, sijui nini vitu kama hizo. Ilikuwa affect aje?
I remember having difficulties, especially the first 2 months of shooting the show. And I even remember having a conversation with production manager back then, like, Manze, I don't know how to deal with this. But I remember her encouraging me so much. Like, sasa ukujua hii ni kazi, hii ni role. This is not you. This is what the character is. It purports you to be. And I remember during the second month, after Naomi, by then Neema ilishika within the first month. It's not because of me. It's because of a collection of people who did their best within that first month to create that impact. And I remember us going back to the office to receive our other scripts and a little bit of a conversation, like some sort of an induction into getting into the industry. Well, for me, that wasn't really for me, because for me, I had been in the industry longer time than any other person in there. And this is the funny thing, there's something I remember this morning, not even this morning, it comes and goes sometimes. I remember when we were launching Zari, and wakati Rashid aliwanga interviewed, akasema, pia mnomona kuna, ulikuwa? Hata sikuwa nakujua.
I was there, tulikuwa tumeitwa for a cabbage.
If only I knew you back then, but whatever. This is just the best time anyway. I remember when Rashid said, ata mnaona kuna these new characters, kama Tiwi, and I'm like, dude, I'm not a new character. It's just that you do not know me. And I didn't need to raise heads over that. I mean, I just let it slide. But anyway, what I'm simply saying is that ilikuwa ngumu sana bado, even after taking the mileage in the industry all that long time, this was my first nasty role, like acting as a really bad person, a villain, a very bad person, heartless person, and all that. And especially based on my Christian background and who people know me as and how people know me as, it was very, very difficult for me. People will not believe that. Beg your pardon. People will not believe that, because hapa huko unachukia Neema, unajifanya wewe ni rafiki, lakini you wish her all the worst in her life.
Yeah, some people walikuwa naona comment section feeling kama maybe in real life you guys are not okay. Sasa unaiput hivyo kumbe ni acting.
Yeah, and I don't know how people understand acting. Acting is just portraying real life. When you're giving a role, and I respect my roles so much, and I have respected all my roles in my years of work, and in any other arena of where I'm expected to represent a certain character, a role. I represent that because I know there's somebody watching who wants to learn a lesson from that. Okay? So when you're given something to do, give it your best. Kill it. Keep improving on it. Hey, Sayata in Neema right now, Naomi, it should be the thing that is already hitting headlines, not just in East Africa, but globally, because mwona vile character ya Naomi imedevelop. But I'm sorry to say this, and I have nothing against Doria Chege. I love her as a person. I love her as a personality. I love her as a mom. I cherish all those things. But I kind of feel she is not giving it her all. She is not pulling it. She's in a certain comfort zone. When you're acting, don't think about yourself. Don't think about your appearance. Don't think about how people see me. Think about what people need to learn from that lesson. Be evil as evil if you're supposed to be. Be evil as you can be. That's not you. Be the worst thing that you can be, because people need to learn. Behind this person, so what? What are the lessons that we need to learn from this person? And I feel sometimes, because honestly, I do not watch Neema on a regular basis, but I watch on and off. And I feel, and sometimes I watch, I'm sorry to say this, but I watch Neema holding my what is it called? My remote control. Because I'm thinking, that's very annoying. You should have done this. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm the best.
You're like, Doria, do this.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And not that, and not just Doria Chege, even Naomi, even Neema. There are times I feel like, what's up with this thing of you being like, I don't even know how to pull it, because she has had this one thing, 1 year line. Salona Teswa. Sazile, things are not working well in your life. She has one way of just pulling it, and 2 ways of portraying it, through tears, through a certain form of frustration. This is what it has taught me to be an actor. Research. Do your research. I may not be facing this thing in my life right now, but how am I supposed to pull it? How can I portray it? How can I do this thing without looking the same last month? Acting is not about acting. It's about pulling the real thing and bringing real life into motion for your viewers. Don't act. If I were to act right now, you'd hate me. But I realized, I read some of those comments later on when my husband told me, you should look at the comments on the internet. I never ever looked at those comments. By the way, wacha nikwambie, mimi I'm not good with the internet.
So how unapitia hizo comments?
Mimi sikupitia hizo comments until a couple of months back. Even to have known that there's somebody who wrote messages on my social media platform as me, and I didn't know. Believe it or not.
So it was not you?
No, it wasn't me. And I saw that thing was published, and I'm like, hiya, okay. No, that's not me. Ado Soriati, yes, ni ukweli. I knew about Naomi kubadilishwa character asubuhi, but I'm not the one who wrote that.
So mtu alihack account yako?
Hakuna kuhack, ni mabeshte tu, mabeshte wenye wanajua mitandao. So they feel bad on my behalf and they want to say this 1 2 3 things. You know, na nilitafutwa na bloggers wengi.
Hiyo time tulikutafuta. Hiyo
time. You one of them. You looked for me. You hated me.
Was on my neck. Trudy, why are you not looking for me now? We want to know why. Mbona yuko anarudi lini?
Nilitafutwa na watu wengi sana. But if there's anything I really value in my life is peace of mind. Yeah, sure. I love peace more than anything. That's my contentment. You know, so at that time when that thing, your rapture ilitokea and all that, kulikuwa na vurugu sana. And I thrive on peace. I thrive on a sense of quiet. You know, and if I do not have that, then I will not function. If I do not have that, then I will not thrive. Then nililock so many. I blocked so many bloggers. If you see this, you're gonna relate, and I'm so sorry. It wasn't because of you, but it was because I'm not used to that.
And by that time, you were not ready to speak about it. I
wasn't ready because I was very disappointed. I was honestly very disappointed with the bosses. I was even very disappointed with the line producer, Citizen Lines. And I'm not ashamed to say this because it's the truth. I'm not ashamed to say that I was very, very disappointed in their ways of doing things. There was no justice in it at all, but it's okay.
But maybe did you try to reach them out after you umeambiwa now you're not supposed to be on set? I know you have their number. Did you try to reach them out kauliza what happened? Naona sifai kuwa kwa set, nini inaendelea? Did you try to...
Lol, I feel like laughing when you ask that because it's not just about reaching out, but it's about we kept abreast with each other. You know, this is a long story. I'm really just trying to narrow it down to something sensible. Because mimi sikutoka tu because, and I saw a post, somebody saying like she stepped out because she went out to get married.
Like that, I saw that post. Was it true?
Who does that?
That you were planning your wedding, a marriage, so you had to go.
Who does that? I mean, there's no serious person on earth who just will take on such kind of break for their own personal interests. You know, I'm here to say, I'm trying to look for the right words to use on this, but that was utter nonsense. That was a lie. That wasn't true, okay? Because, wacha nikwambie, even Lulu Rashid herself knew that I was unwell during that period of time. In that period of time, I was very unwell to have shown up, even to just be visible, to be audible, just to be seen acting. I wasn't okay. You know, I was sick. And this is the thing that at that time made me feel so sad. Unajua, if I'm working with you, so we're working together. And then that means that I know you, I understand you. I mean, if you don't show to work, if you don't show up for work, then I know something is not right. I want to check up on you. It's humanity, okay? I thought the people I was working with in the, Jiffy Pictures production, that is Neema especially, of course, were human enough to always check on me and find out like, mbona sijakuona leo job, kweli what's up? Nobody
checked up on you.
Nobody checked up. Nobody checked up on me. Nobody asked me, called me, apart from only one person. And that's not checking up on me. That's a person who was there during my kitchen party. And that's Karen. Kudos to Karen. Mm-hmm. I love you, my mom. And by the way, she's really doing well nowadays. She's better than all of them. Better than the rest. I mean it. Me, I don't sugarcoat. I speak the truth. And that's the thing sometimes that rubs people the wrong way because I'm honest. Karen is a very, very sweet lady. And one day she just didn't see me and she's like, how are you, mama? Sasa mambo, sijakuona leo job, but hope takuona kesho. And I'm like, yeah, nitakotokea kesho. And by the way, everybody on set knew my Russia will be in a few weeks' time. And I'm already talking about it chini ya maji. I'm inviting people. 2 months to my rurashio, I remember having a conversation with Lulu on phone nikiwa tu hapa Stanley, and we talked. That was after weeks and weeks, a month of trying to reach out on them. That's Lulu and Rashid. Nawapigia simu like naambia nataka tuongee please. There's something I want to tell you guys. Unajua mimi ni muungwana kama mambo mingi sana na sijidai nikisema hivyo. It's because I've realized how people do things is totally different and weird, and watu wengi wanakuanga na madhogodhanio mingi sana ya kufanya. A lot of people, they are so much into mediocrity. So I said I'm going to approach my bosses and let them know of my situation. I'm about to get married, and I want them to know tupangane kikazi. Efforts of trying to reach them out and telling them what's happening in my life and how that might affect my job soon, iliambilia patupu. Okay? No response to phone calls. No response to text messages. Not niliwatafuta. And I'm saying this before Jehovah God. I looked for those guys just to nipange time yangu na kazi yangu, nisiharibu anything, nisiharibu schedule on anything. Does the line producer know about this? I don't think she does. Because people want to portray you as a bad person. People want to portray you as a sumbua. People want to portray you as a person who's not cooperative in your work. People want to portray you as a person who does not take their work seriously. That's what I'm getting the last couple of months. And you know why? For me, this interview is important because nimekuwa huko nje. There's a lot of stuff I'm doing right now. So I meet people. And who tell me, hey manze, for people who really want to work with me, some people want to work with me, but because they're already stuck on what they have been told about me, it directs them and it guides them. And so it becomes like, for me, with them, that deal is done because of what they already think and feel and they have been told about me. I call that stupid. Because if somebody comes to me and tells me, hey, by the way, Trudy nakwanga hivi na hivi na hivi, do you know I won't listen to them? For people who know me, they know me. I don't listen to hearsayers and whatever. No, I don't do that. Until I have an experience with you is when I get to know, oh, actually, this is the person you are. But unfortunately, globally, most people are like, nilisikia. Na hiyo ndo kitu nimetuma niseme, I'm going to come out and speak the truth. You know, I went for a workshop and somebody told me that, oh, you know, I'm so sorry, but what I have people say, it's nilisikia watu kusema chiweni sumbua.
So alisikia?
Alisikia. Courtesy of Neema. Okay? Which is very bad. The Bible says a good name is better than riches. If I'm going to be used by the evil person to spoil your name, then I'm even worse than the devil himself. You know, because ile jina you're working so hard, Trudy, and congrats.
Thank you, dear.
You've come a long way to be where you are right now. And God is going to take you to even international grounds. Now imagine somebody messing out your name based on something you're not even aware of. You don't even know that you did. You have no idea. Unaona? People are evil. I came to that conclusion. People are evil and ignorant. And most people who are like that are foolish. Okay, mimi watu hawajanijua kabisa kwa sababu one of those things that watu hawajanijua, hata watu hawajanijua at all. Watu tu wamekuja kunijua kidogo tu surface area because of Neema, but people do not know me. You know, and so the little people who know me, they think they know me based on vile wamesikia, which is not, and that's the thing that has made me finally, okay, I'm having these calls with bloggers, I'm having this call with interviewers. I'm going to pick that call and make it clean and make it clear, you know, because I know very well what I'm working on right now. I'm on my music right now. I'm on a lot of projects right now, locally and internationally. And that is, I'm on projects. I'm on endorsements. if that's gonna fall in the hands of the wrong person and they buy that, then that's gonna affect my career. So I need to be out here and defend my name. That's why I have decided to do this. Otherwise, ningekuwa tu chini ya maji kabisa na ninyamaze.
So nikuulize, ukiwa tu pale kwa Neema, did you see any red flags maybe kwa your fellow colleagues pale unaona, I think there is something wrong. Ukafeel kuna tu vitu haziendi poa before hata utolewe. Uliona red flags kidogo kwa ma colleagues au workmates?
The only red flags I can talk about is, I'm sorry to say this, but people being bootlickers. I hate bootlickers because bootlickers are the most hypocritical people. You know, if we have an issue talking about as a group and you decide to go chini ya maji and to the bosses and you're not, I'm not aware, we are in the same WhatsApp group.
Table talking.
We're on the same table talking about issues that are affecting us as artists. And then you go behind the scenes and declare them out to the bosses and you say that it's so and so used to say. That was nasty. That got to me even when I was still in TV. I mean in Zari. You know, and I tried to clear my name out and say, you know, I say this based on this. You know. But what I can say is that I saw those red flags. But hazikuwa red flags. Let me just say, those were not even red flags. They were just stuff that happened within the workforce. That's just a normal thing. Lakini mi naambia bootlickers, be serious, man. Respect yourselves. Let me tell you something. When you're working in a workplace where mko wengi mnafanya kazi in blah blah blah, if you're only there as a person who's employed, one day you're going to run your own empire. I mean, you will have to come to terms with the truth, people's behavior. I mean, how do you deal with that? You know, but the more you become a bootlicker, the more you will never ever have your own niche in the industry. Because you will always look forward to nataka ku please boss wangu. But even naturally, deep down in your heart, you're not like that. But you just want to please somebody so that you can unaweza pewa cheo. You know, watu wengi wanajua, hata najua sasa kuna watu wenye wako sasa Neema. Wanajua nikitoka hivi because nimekuwa mpoa sana kwa wadosi, watanieka kwa noma. Watanieka kwa ingine nitwaje? Maisha Magic Plus. I've even forgotten the names because I really don't keep track with all that so much. You know, utanieka kwa hii, but wewe mwenyewe utaanzisha yako lini? You know, the more of a bootlicker you are, the more you'll always be at the mercy of other people. You will never rise beyond your goals, beyond your dreams and all that. You know, na wako wengi sana. You know, such people realize things much later. You know, so what I want to say is this. It is very, very important when you employ somebody. For instance, I remember one of the reasons why I wasn't getting close contact or conversations with my bosses back then is because wewe tuseme sahi, wewe suko job hapa. Labda kuna mfanyikazi nyumbani. Yeah, maybe you have a house help. And that house help keeps on telling you, "Madam, nataka kukuona. Nataka kuongelesha, please. Nataka kuongelesha week 1 or day 1. Day 10, madam, usisahau nataka kuongelesha. All the time I'm telling you, please, I want to see you about something." Surely.
At least uta-create time kusikia nataka kuniambia nini.
Because yes, this is a person, out of humanity, you want to know nataka kuambia. I remember the only time Lulu later picked my calls and she asked me what this is all about. That was a month after pursuing her with mdosi wangu. I want to talk to you about something. And that was about, this is what I wanted. Rush yangu inakaribia. How do I... And then at that time, it was actually a customary wedding. It was supposed to be a wedding. Much later, then we realized it can only be a ratio, you know, because of government issues and all that, which we highly respect. And we still fear too. Nilimpigia simu. I love hanging a lot at the Stanley. A lot. That's my place. I'm a member there. So I chill and I'm like, hey, how can you look for somebody so much and they're not even available? Naoni mtu mwenye unafanyia kazi. Nikam call. That day I told God, please. And I called her and she's like, hey. And she's like, hi, hello. I was very, very submissive. And I told her, like, hello, madam, I've really, really been looking for you. And it's because of this and this and this. I really, really need us to sit down and tuweke mikakati ya job because I will need some time off. And with your permission, I will need that time off. Please help me identify if this is proper in my line of work because I will need some time off because, unaolewa, unaenda honeymoon, unarudi, nini. So you probably need, 2 weeks off or something, for the wedding and all that. And I called her. And after 10 million years, she picked up and she's like, ni kuhusu nini? And akaniuliza kazi iko sawa. For them inakuanga like, oh, kazi iko sawa. That's all that matters to them. That's what I got. That was my experience. That was I got. Kazi iko sawa. Like hakuna kitu niende. But you see, Salome andika huyo mfanyikazi wako, your nanny at your workplace, you are also concerned about her personal life because her personal life affects your work. Okay? I didn't get that. She's like, kazi iko sawa, basi ni kuhusu nini? Nikwambia, what I want to talk about, I can't talk about it on phone. It's very personal, but it will still affect my work, and especially if we do not plan on it. Basi tupatane nini, hii siku nakuanga busy, what blah blah. But I know if she's gonna watch it, and I hope she does, she's gonna relate to it because I called her in my most desperate state. Desperate state of what? Not wanting to mess my job. All right? I value and respect my job so much. Not wanting to mess my job. Kampigia simu. Nikamwambia, mimi sitaki kukosa kuwa present. Nataka kuwa nimefanya kazi yangu kabisa. So by the time you're giving me this allowance, and then I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet. Mimi yule mse mwenye nimehata job, sijakuwa job for 1 month. Nimeingia for 1 week. I will cover 2 months. In that 1 week, I'll cover 2 months. If my directors in whatever Neema can speak and say the truth, they'll say that. Unless PRO, they want to show on the other side that they're on the other side. You know what I mean? Because I'm so much used to people like that. Most people are not honest. If I have been lost for a whole month, and you need me to shoot a job for 2 months, I will cover it up within a span of 1 week. And I'm done, And that's just all I wanted. And I remember telling, what is she called? The PM, nataka hii na hii na yakaniambia basi unajua mimi naweza kuweka hivyo kwa map, kwa schedule, but ongea na wadosi. So I had already talked it out with her. Ongea na wadosi nikawatafuta. Weeks, 1 month, 2 months, it's almost my wedding. Hakuna our pick phone, and I felt so desperate and I felt so sick, And I remember the day of my wedding came. I sent invitation to WhatsApp, the acting group. Nobody said a thing. Nobody said a thing.
You were still acting, bado?
Oh, I was still acting. Kabisa vibaya sana. Si already niko kwa WhatsApp group. Niko mbaya kabisa tena ndo tuko kwa climax za hizo roles za kina Karen na kina nani na kina Eddie. Sasa ndo tunazijiba kabisa kina Richard. And chini ya maji what already everybody knew out of chini ya maji business, everybody knew I'm just about to get married. And that was to get married then because pia hiyo iko na story yake kando. I'll talk about that separately. I sent separately to the Wadosis, Lulu and Rashid. I sent them my invitation. Hata kama utaka kuniambia congratulations in full. Niambie congrats. Ukiwhistle. They never acknowledged, they never told me anything.
How did you feel?
I felt, at first it was weird. I was like, okay. I was like, oh, okay. This was my first line of work in the acting industry that I had pulled it for, like, I'm there as a family. I'm not just there as an actor. I'm not just there as, just we're just doing this program and then it ends. We're just there as a family. Exactly. There was like home. They never said a thing. And based on the fact that from way back, from TV, Maisha Magic Plus, hao ni watu wenye hata ukiongelesha hawaongei. Na wakiongea ni once in a blue moon. Unless it befits them right, it really favors them, then that's when they're gonna talk. But at least for that one, I expected them to say, congratulations, ulikuwa unasema nini? Nono umenitafuta sana, ulikuwa unasema nini? Nothing. That is not right. If you want to be a good leader at your workstation, be concerned about the personal interests of the people you have employed. Because at the end of the day, that's how they're going to pull their A game. That's the only place they're going, apart from family. I'm thankful to God because I'm so in tune, in line, and so deeply connected with my family. If I didn't have that, then it would have been so nasty, you know. But they're my second family or my third family. My first family is my husband. My second family is my home, and that's just basically all in one. That's my family. But my workplace, that should be my second family. Hata nakumbuka wakati wenye Rashid alikuwa anatufanyia induction mara ya kwanza, asema hii ni kama familia. But I mean, it's easy to say, but it's not easy to show. You know, show me that I am. I remember the second month after Neema ilikuwa imeshika mbaya sana. Naomi amechukia hata singe walk into this street. Singe walk into this street. I remember when Rashid called us in his office akatupatia the next script for the next seasons. I mean, and I say this with no fear of anything. He sent me a phone call. He called me. You know, he called me and he said, wajua singeweza kukupigia simu mkiwa wengi sana hapo kazini because sikuwa nataka watu waseme ati like, you know, I'm pulling a favor on you or something. He called me like on my way back home. You know, but we had a whole moment of like 2 hours talking about the script, talking about what's been happening in the streets and warning us not to take an interview. He literally warned us not to have any interviews going on because he said like, unajua hii interview inaweza kurarukia vibaya sana. It can turn out against you. He even warned us that he would even kill our characters if we're all out there talking about our roles and all that, which I thought that was really not nice, you know. And I have no fear in saying all these things. And if he has anything against me, I'm here. I cannot hide. And God is my witness. And God is my protector. I have nothing to fear, you know. So akaniambia, nilikuwa nataka kumwambia umepull your character deadly sana, you know, hongera. Sikuwa nataka kumwambia mbele ya watu because watu wataona ni kama nakupendekeza nini. He told me a lot of beautiful things and I thought it's the same boss I would have expected to show up in my time of celebration. You know, I expected it to show up in my time of celebration, you know, but there's more to this than meets the eye.
What did you learn being in Neema for those few months, whatever that you went through, everything that you experienced? What are some of the lessons you would say you learned?
Being a better boss. I know what it means to be a better boss. I know what it means to reach to the hearts of the people I have employed. And I'm saying that because God has blessed me with a lot of projects coming up right now. I'm dealing with human beings. I'm not dealing with robots. I'm dealing with people who have feelings. I'm dealing with people who have sometimes a high IQ than I have. I'm dealing with people who have more potential than I have. You know, so how about putting on the table their presence and welcoming them and appreciating them? Because I am not 20 years. I was in the industry when I was still 20 years and below and now above. I know what it means kuwa na mizizi kwa industry. I have seen so many people come and go. I know what it means to have something better today that feels like, oh, I'm the in thing right now, but what about tomorrow? What do I have to show for tomorrow? So I have learned how to be a better boss through this acts of being mistreated, being um, not handled in the right way, and being underlooked, and being feeling like, you know what, when ni nani unatuambia nini? Yeah, I know better than that. Yeah.
I hope you guys have learned something. Let's talk about now your wedding. Harusi kidogo kabla tumalize tusisahau. Ukapanga harusi, ulitoka, sijui ulifanya kama ushatoka already Neema ama ulifanya still ukiwa tu bado Neema?
So I want to just make this loud and clear. This is what happened. When I was planning for my wedding ceremony, it was supposed to be a rurashio. It was supposed to be a wedding ceremony. Okay? But kuna mambo mengi iliingililia kati pia ya serikali, and that's the thing that led me to me being sick. I was sick, so I was not able to really be in a center place of my performance, which that's the thing that the bosses know about it, but they never talk about that. It's seen as though nilitoka tu job tu hivi, which is not the case. You know, and I know someday I'm going to do a comprehensive interview with somebody, even if not you, not somebody else, that in things that really led to that happening. And even in the entirety of all these things, it is not meant to paint Lulu and Rashid in a bad way. These are people I respect, highly respect, and appreciate. I really do that. But makosa lazima isemwe. I mean, like, sometimes mtu mwenye ana sauti sana, yunyongwa sana. You know, like, ni kama wewe ndo makosa ni yako. I remember seeing a comment much later. It's like, oh, haizi toka kazi ivo bure tu. And it had like some almost 5,000 likes. Mm-hmm. And I looked at that comment, I'm like, So like, oh, so nilitoka tu job kwa hiari yangu. You know, ati haizi futwa job tu hivo. Because the comment earlier on was like, I learned about my loss of job the following morning. I don't even know what that comment reads again, but it's something related to that. And then, nikono msi ameandika haizi futwa tu job tu hivo. And so many likes. But do you know the reason why? Do you know what happened? You know, in all these things, I'm not speaking out of anger. I'm speaking out of understanding that we are so imperfect. And sometimes in our motion of power to the bosses, people do not want to feel weak. Or people think that the truth associates people with weakness. You know, if only they can come out and say the truth. Because I remember much later, when the interview, when the program all started rolling and everything and all that, I remember reaching out to Lulu. And I told her, oh, but I see you already have a representation of me. You have somebody's already there to represent me. It seems you already had this in place even before you knew you would actually replace me. And she said, oh, please, stop acting a victim. I still have those messages on my phone. You know, and I was very shocked by her comment because when you hold some people in high esteem, you know, unaheshimu sana hivi kwamba you do not expect that mtu anaweza kurudisha in a certain manner. And because you already respect these people, you respect this person, so you don't expect that mtu atakuongelesha in a matter like, umeniambia? It takes you aback, like, oh, okay, umeniambia nini exactly? And I told her, you know very well I was ill. Nobody from the Neema circle came to visit me. You did not even ask me, where are you situated? Let me come and see you. You know, hakuja kusema, kuja ni kuone wewe ni mgonjwa, nini. I was sick, I was even admitted. During that period, natakikana nirudi job. But I am breaking the silence now because I do not want anybody to spoil my image out there. I'm out there looking for a lot of opportunities for work and all those. And in between all those things, I'm getting a lot of reasons like, ulitoka Neema because, and I'm like, excuse me, you didn't even take a moment to ask me what happened. So unless you have the facts, do not speak. Because I remember asking her, like, did you even come to see me when I was sick? The line producer called me and she was talking about verbally some things that I couldn't even understand. I don't even know what kind of information she was given out there. And I asked her, like, I'm not okay. And she told me, you need to report to work immediately. And I told her, I'm not okay right now. But I begged her, may this be on camera, even if nothing else is. I remember begging her and asking her, like, please allow me to report next week to work. And she's like, no, if you're not going to be at work tomorrow, consider your role given to somebody else. And I'm like, no, but Rashid and Lulu knows me. I mean, even if I am delayed, or even if there's a delay in something, I'll still pull it, and you'll not have to delay to show your audience, the information that you need to. Please give me up to next week. Nakumbuka ili vizuri sana iliwanga on a Tuesday. I'll never forget. It was on a Tuesday. And I told her, nipatie tu hadi next week, ningie job. Even if I'm going to work day and night, I'm going to recover all the material and cover the next material that you need me to. Akaniambia, no, if you're not going to be, aliniongelesha design ingine hata nilishangaa. Nilinyamaza tu. Mimi spend arguments. I don't know how to argue. I like my peace. Nikanyamaza, she hung up. The following day niliona season 3 what episode what. Dorea Chege hapo anapulizo scenes, and I'm like, oh, really?
Even though you talk.
That was it. That was it. And so itabia, if you, let's say for instance, if you're a producer and you feel because of the name you have in the industry, because of the mileage you've made in the industry, because you can pull anything to sustain you, then we are no longer creating stories. We're only doing ourselves a favor to keep ourselves relevant. If we say, I am creating stars, what stars are you creating? In what capacity? In what environment are you doing that? I mean, uno nangata citizen, I follow a lot of things. Ata behind the scenes, I know a lot of people on a personal level, and even other NTV stations and all that. I mean, when they have issues to catch up on, family issues and all, wanapewangwa time to deal with their issues, then come back to work when you're able, mentally less cluttered, to give and present your best at the workstation. Why can't you extend the same to me? And especially at a time when nilikuwa nimekupatia nafasi nikakwambia, this is what is happening in my life. Give me some time. Now, regarding my wedding, I need to make it very, very clear. It was supposed to be a customary wedding, but it ended up being a ratio because there are some things that disappointed us, and because we, honestly, this is something that most people do not know, but as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, we respect the law, and there's a law intertwined when it comes to such marriages. Customary marriages between a foreigner and a local person, and where the government sits with that. So that information came to us the last minute, a week before our customary wedding. Okay? And so we had to make a decision after tumelipa all service providers. We had done everything as though it was just meant to be a wedding. But we had to cancel that the last minute because we want to remain in subjection to the law. And so that's something that we are still waiting for God to, bind and finish up. So whatever happened was a ratio, not a customary wedding, but a ratio. Okay? Yeah, so I want to make that very, very clear. So the wedding is still underway.
So it's still underway.
Yeah.
Anytime soon?
Yes, of course, because a lot of things have been happening. 1 year down the line, of course, a lot of stuff has been happening, and it's all done. It's just a matter of just placing the date. Everything is just okay right now. Yeah.
Music-wise, how are you doing? Recently, you released a song, and it's a nice song. How are you doing music-wise? Is there like plans that you have apart from Ulito Angoma? Maybe are you working on some other songs?
Absolutely, yes. I'm already in the studio doing my third or fourth song. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff happening, and not just locally, but internationally, diaspora, all that. So music is really catching up pretty fast. Yet it was actually my first love, but it seems to have been lagging behind, left behind, but now it's catching up pretty fast. Yeah.
And when you left, hey, tarudi kwa Neema mara mingi.
It's okay.
Comment section tulikuwa nasema we want you to come up with your own either tuseme movie like kitu kama hiyo production. I don't know if you're working on it ama you have anything in mind kuanzisha tu something like a movie kitu kama hiyo.
You probably read my mind because there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes, in the pipelines, and I don't want to talk so much about it. But yes, that is the thing that has really been keeping me busy. Watu wengine naingia kwa mfano nasema, I need to see your next thing. What's the next thing that is coming up? Trust you me, there's a lot lined up for you guys. Yeah.
Okay, if maybe kina Lulu watakutafuta mkae chini mzungumze, will you work with them maybe again? Utafanya kazi na wao?
I have no place in my heart to have bad feelings, resentment, or anything. I've never been that kind of a person. People who know me know that. So if they have anything to work on and they feel we can still work together, why not? But there's a but there. Not on my side, not on my side, but on them. Me, my heart is as pure as missing ubaya kabisa. Yeah.
Wow, we've had a nice conversation. I just want to give you this microphone. Utuambie your parting shot and shout out to your fans. Wanakupenda sana sana sana. And imagine ulitoka kitambo lakini bado mafans wanakupenda and they really love you and they wish ungerudi lakini sasa umesikia now what happened because you know it's good to hear from the horse's mouth.
Right.
It's very good to hear from the horse's mouth kuliko ile tulikuwa tunasikia tu social media mtu amepost hivi mwingine amepost hivi hatujui what happened. So talk to them, parting shot kwanza, kitu maybe ungeweza kutuambia, then talk to your fans and you will tell us your social media handles. Tunajua kuna fans watauliza Trudy social media handles zake ni gani, tumfollow na tuende pia tusikize music. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that I can say is honestly just love. When you have love in your heart, then you know how to treat a fellow human being. Whether you like them or not, it's called integrity before God. For me, that's how I live my life. The God we serve, whose air that we breathe, is a God of justice. I mean, so if I'm to treat you in a manner that does not befit that, then I go against the laws of the air that I breathe, and I don't want to do that. So breathe love, breathe life, breathe care, breathe kindness. That's all I can say. Okay? And let's love each other. I mean, watu wengi wanaongea huko nje, hata I see a lot of people trending for their wrong reasons, and I'm nobody to judge. Naona wase wana trend sana huko nje and all that, but create an impact in the society that is going to run through your generation, entirely beyond your generation. You don't have to be known. You don't have to have 2 million, whatever likes, 1 point. There's nothing wrong with that. Because of course, I mean, since I started my usanii down the years, I wish, like, I used to like post these things that are educative. For me, it's educative. Entertaining, yes, but also interesting at the same time. Nothing that is meant to deplete the value of humanity. If I used to do that, then I'd probably be having lots of followers. But I mean, it's never too late. You can always follow me. Twitter, that is Biko World. IG, that is Biko World. That is BCOH, then World. Okay? And then Facebook, that's Biko World. So it's just Biko World or Biko, you know? Yeah, BCOH. So follow me there and let's create an impact. Sometimes it's not just about what you have, the numbers that you have. Numbers are okay, they're gonna come, they're fine. But am I creating an impact? Am I extending my kindness and love? Am I, am I the reason why the world has to go round because of a wonderful, atmosphere in it? That's a question for everybody. Yeah.
Wow. Hey. Thank you so much, Naomi. It was worth it. Kungoja. Oh, hey.
It's gonna take some time.
It's gonna take some time. Hiyo Naomi mimi haijawahi nitoka, but I'll try. Because you really did a good job.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I get that a lot. Mwenda kushop tu
itabidi ni kwa save.
Bana nitoe
Kama Naomi
niweke BCOH. Almost I'm saying I'm spelling it because Nimeongea na watu wengi sana Biko, they're like BIKO. I know there's another Biko in South Africa, but no, that's not the one. This is me, in my own authenticity. B apostrophe COH world, Biko world. And the more we work, the more we do a lot in the world. Yeah.
A message to your husband.
I love him so much. I want to thank him so much for his support. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. Not because he's a different race, not because of any other thing, but because of the sincere love and support he has shown me. I love you so much, and I'm looking forward to a lifetime of love, respect, melody, mwah, mwah, everything. I love you so much, baby.
All right, thank you so much, dear, for your time. I'm so happy to have you here. Hii conversation yani umeona nimetulia tu nisikize.
Asante.
Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
For you to create time to be here, siezi sema ati you don't have time. You just created time for me.
Hata mimi
Thank you so
nashukuru
much.
sana. I'm so grateful for also being patient with me. Thank you for being patient with me. You look for me, and then when you're available, I'm not available, I'll look for you. So you're a very sweet soul. Thank you. Yeah.
Right, Team Trudy, thank you so much for always being there for me, supporting me, and also believing in me. I love you so much. See you next time. Bye bye.